Alrighty, sixth graders. So we are going to kind of continue on with lesson 18. So our lesson from yesterday, we're going to look at that last kind of part that we didn't get a chance to talk about. So that is this part of using prime factors to determine the greatest common factor. So the images didn't copy very well, but that's okay because we'll look at it, and I'll write it out on another page so we can see it a little bit better. So we're going to look first at this one. So the greatest common factor of 30 and 50. So I'm going to go to a kind of a blank page just so I have more space to write it. So to do this, to use prime factorization, let me get my pen out. So to use prime factorization to find the greatest common factor, we have to first do prime factorization of our numbers. So we have 30 and we have 50. So if you remember, a prime number is a number whose only two factors are 1 and itself. Right, so those are numbers like 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, things like that. So let's get started. So we're going to break down 30 into two factors. So there are going to be a lot of different ways that we can break down some of these numbers. We just need to choose two of them. So 30 I can break down into 3 and 10, right? Because 3 times 10 gives me 30. Well, 3 is a prime number, so I'm going to go ahead and circle 3. So that's prime, I don't have to continue. 10, however, I can break down to 2 times 5. I'm going to circle both of those because those are both also prime numbers. Then I'm going to write out the prime factorization. So 2 times 3 times 5. 2 times 3 times 5 is going to give me 30. So now let's look at 50. So I'm going to break down 50 to 10 and 5. 5 is going to be a prime number, so I'm going to circle that. And 10, again, I can break down to 2 and 5. Circle those are both also prime. And our prime factorization of 50 is 2 times 5 times 5. So to use these two prime factorizations to find our greatest common factor, we are going to look for the prime factors that each of these numbers have in common. So they both have a 2, and they both have a 5. So we're going to take both of those numbers, 2 and 5, and we're going to multiply them together. So 2 times 5, which gives us 10. So the greatest common factor of 30 and 50 is 10. If we look back at this page, it's hard to see on my screen because it didn't copy very well. But we see those two factor trees, and we see a Venn diagram showing the different factors. Okay, so let's look at one more example of this. Let's look at, let me see what we have for here. We have 45 and 70. So let's look at, 40, do we have 45 or 42? Yeah, 45 and 70. So let's look at 96 and 144. Okay, so we're going to go back to this page. I'm going to go ahead and erase all of this so we can do that. So I have my two numbers, 96 and 144. So I'm going to factor out 96 and I'll factor out 144. So 96 I know is going to be divisible by 2. So I can have 2 and 48. So 2 I know is a prime number. And then 48 I know is divisible by 4. 4 times 12 gives me 48. 4 I can break down to 2 and 2. Those are both prime. I can break down 12 to 3 and 4. 3 is prime, and I can break down 4 to 2 and 2. And those are prime. So if I look at my prime factorization of 96, I have 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. And then for 144, I know that 12 times 12 is 144. So I can divide both of these into two 12s. 12 I can divide into 6 and 2. Actually, I'm going to switch those numbers just because I have more room on this side. So 2 is prime. 6 I can break to 2 and 3. 12 I can break again to 2 and 6, and then 2 and 3. So I have 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. So now we're going to compare and see which factors we have in common. So we have 2, we have another 2, we have another 2, and we have one more 2 in common, and we have a 3 in common. So if we multiply this out, we have 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. We can think of this as 4 times 6, or 24. So our greatest common factor of 96 and 144 is going to be 24. Okay? So we are going to skip over this last part of using distributive property. It's not something that we really need to look at too much. It's just another strategy. So if you want to read through it and try it on your own, you're welcome to, but we are just going to skip over that. So on your independent practice, so this is your independent practice from yesterday that I said that we were going to finish today. For number 3, you can figure out 45, the greatest common factor of 45 and 70 using prime factorization now. And for number 4, you're just going to find the greatest common factor of the two numbers. So we can cross out this rewriting the sum of the distributive property. So we're just going to use 16 and 72. So you're finding the greatest common factor of 16 and 72. And you can use any method you want. You can use listing the factors, or you can use the prime factorization. Either way, just show your work. All right. So 6th graders, remember that you do have a test that will be opened up tomorrow. If you have any questions about it, or while you look at your review, if you run into any questions, please let me know or let Miss Sally know. We are both here and we're both happy to help. If you want to look at your review with one of us before you take your test, please let us know. Please keep in mind that on Thursday, so tomorrow, I will be out of the office, so you will have to contact Miss Sally if you need any help. But I will be available for parts of Friday, so if you need help, please let me know then as well. Miss Sally will also have a math help session on Thursday. That information was sent out in an email today. And we'll have another session on Friday, and that was sent out also in an email and is also on Canvas. So today, your secret word, and you can put this on, also on your independent practice from yesterday, or you can put it on your review for today. That word today is home. So you can either put it on your independent practice from yesterday if you're finishing it today, or you can put it on your review for today as well. Up to you. Alrighty. Remember, if you have any questions, let me know. Have a fantastic day.